We'll get it together. Hey, Instagram, it's me, T, from dePatterson, Takin'deTraintoTibet. Sorry, I gotta get this up. I just finished listening to, I should say now, watch the highlights later, the football game, American football game, in which Philadelphia Eagles beat up on the, those cats in California, the Rams. And it was a great game as far as listening to Tom Glassick, I'll see the highlights so I can see the action. But, I like, come on, thing. Okay, go. Ooh, hey, man, there's a lot of mosquitoes for some reason. Ooh, maybe I never noticed it at night because I sort of cover myself up when I go to sleep. Whoa, hey, come back here when I go to sleep. Come on, Dane, come on, get in here. Trying to put in my, see, this is a Oroville kind of symbol, and this is the holder for incense. And I think this incense has a little citronella in it, but it's not working. And just a second, I'm sorry. Hold up, I'll be right. Well, I'm not going anyplace. I gotta put on some longer pants. Gee whiz. Put on my other pants. Ugh. Got these from Green Market Square one time, Cape Town. It's well, I'll tell you some other time about it. Don't worry, we're gonna talk about. Don't worry about it. Actually, thinking about football. It's a good metaphor this time of year. What is that? Man, I need to put this fan up more too because it's, what the hell? Because it's hot in here. Maybe that's why the mosquitoes. Okay. So, what do you say, the black community, the revolutions in the back of the, don't look at football, Hey, don't if you want to. But you see, you gotta be, now it's too loud. I don't like the sound of that. No, but I gotta keep cool. Now, hold on. Down. Okay, got my candle over here that I use the incense. Incense there, incense there, and incense back there. I got incense over there. And then my diffuser, I ran out of citronella. It's my problem. So let me finish what I was saying. Well, continue what I was saying. They say, don't do this, and to be black, you got to do that, and barbecue that. You know how we is, right? I used to, when I did normal radio, at some particular point, like before I left, I was going to do a segment. I was going to start a segment in a normal radio called Think Tank. Think Tank with T from dePatterson, Takin'deTraintoTibet. But it didn't happen because I left. And it's because it's interesting. But I think that all your life you have to sort of look around, and everything continues to come to you. You have examples, and I think it starts off young. When I was at Bronx Community College, I was in a think tank, literally in a think tank, right? Medicine. And the thing that I realized, these think tanks, they're sponsored by, the think tank, the Heritage, whatever. Those people get paid, to sit, do whatever they do, think and network and whatever have you, right? Whereas, what has equalized things these days, the reason why when they did I think they had a ban on TikTok, they had a ban on TikTok, it lasted for like 1 or 2 days. That's gone, right? Because if you talk about revolution, I have to call it revolution because what will happen is the people will rise up. The people will do what they need to do. You understand what I'm saying? So they could put a law here and a law there, but that's going to mean nothing to the people. So the people said, okay, we'll go straight to the Chinese. Now they're starting to, the powers that be are in fright, in fear, because when people start going over to this, to the real Chinese, they start talking to real Chinese people, not the government, but the people. They say, hey, this guy's not too bad. They say, and that's what they don't want. They don't want people to get together. Let me give you another example. Captain Ibrahim Traore, who I call my commander-in-chief. I'll tell you something else about that. He was in Ghana, right? Then he came up for his foot. I can't get him still. He came up because he usually stays in Burkina Faso because like he just had a attempted assassination. They trying to get rid of this. They trying to get rid of the man, right? But what happens now in Kenya? See, in Africa, we have these combis or taxis, and they put things like keep on trucking. They all kinds of slogans they have, that they put on, that they stencil on, into the thing. It's not really advertising, it's just to make the fan look different, Wakanda, whatever. They put anything they want to put on there, right? Well, in Kenya, they started to paint or show Ibrahim Traore's image. Now, can you imagine? Think about this. And remember, these companies are all over Africa. If people start images of, like for instance, here, this guy, this is Sheikh Salman Mbeki. Now, you don't know him. Don't worry about it. You don't know him, right? This picture was taken when he was 42 years old. This was given. Now, if everybody had an Ibrahim Traore thing like that, I thought everybody who was anybody. See, here's another card that I carry from Chimarenga. The point is, you can make these little cards and give them out, and everybody have them, because that guy there, he travels with me all the time. That's why I just do that. So if everybody had, and just kept on trying, so no matter who you are on the continent or diaspora, you show this image, and with that image, just show the image. What that means this is the cat that's talking what we want. This here is the cat, Captain Ibrahim Traore, who I call my commander-in-chief. The commander is, and then the interesting thing, since he speaks French, but also he does English too. Oh my goodness, ooh-wee. And you listen to what he's saying, some stuff, you call him what you will, but it's like galvanizing people. He's our hero, right? So this thing, just his image, they got to come on but that's what's happening. Let me go back to football. Sorry. Let me get off that. It's interesting. They have this thing now with Deion Sanders, right? Oh, he needs to. Will he leave Colorado like he left Jackson State, and because they want him in Dallas needs him or something like that? To me, and this is where like momentum thing. He doesn't really have a choice. When I say he doesn't have a choice, I'm saying, look, what he did as a football player, monumental. What he did with Jackson State for bringing that, monumental. What he did with Colorado, whatever, Colorado, whoever, monumental. Colorado Buffaloes, whatever, University of Colorado, whoever they are, right? Think about it. He has to be an NFL coach. It's trajectory. If he's every level, he redefines the thingy, right? So, to me, when I look at that stuff this way, I say, oh, this is going to happen. It's going to happen, right? If it don't happen, well, I can say, well, okay. Now, here's the thing. Now, with all this football happening like that, you'll find out this is a big level. Well, I'll end here. This is one of the big things. I got my clothes. Well, I can talk about my clothes. The big thing is that when they start profiling these football players, then you'll see how many of these football players are married to like white women, right? Now, say in Colorado, if you take a cat, doesn't know anything, he's 18, 19, whatever years old, he goes to Colorado and he's got to socialize with her. It's nothing but white girls. Da-da. Yo, I'm gonna tell you something. According to prosecution, between the ages of 18 and 27 is what the sexual energy is there. Need I say more? And then there's this whole thing of who your proximity is everything. You're going to be with whatever social circles you are, right? Unless unless you have a different kind of mindset. So what I'm saying is, it's interesting. So my thing is like, instead of telling people no, I'm going to go off again. Hold on a second. Let me talk to you Christians, right? When I read the Bible a couple of times. When I was reading the Bible one time, the last time I was reading it, I read it from cover to cover, talking about the Holy Bible, your King James Version. And I have my own Gullah Bible that's hanging around in different spots. Well, we don't get into that right now. But I was reading it. I was at my grandma's house. I was reading it because I would visit her every Sunday. After I left, I would visit every Sunday. And I was reading and she said, "Oh, you're reading the Bible?" Because she would read her Bible every morning. She said, "Oh, you're reading the Bible?" I said, "Yeah, I'm almost finished. I'm up here, whatever we was, Luke, wherever I was back there." She said, "Oh, you read the whole thing?" She said, "You don't need to read the other stuff. Just read the New Testament." I'm going like, "Oh, now you tell me, right?" What's the difference between the New Testament and the Old Testament? The Old Testament is about the law. It's about laws. It says stop, don't. The New Testament is about love. If you really listen to that, what they were saying, he was saying do. You see? It's like, okay, you got to cross the street, right? Now, you're got to cross the street. You can pay attention to the red light and not cross when it says not cross, right? So that's a no. Or you can pay attention to the green light. That's a go. Either way, you're going to cross the street because when the red light goes away, then you do you see what I'm saying? Okay. So here's the thing. In this think tank that I want to do, I want to do all aspects of things. So, for instance, if somebody says, "Oh, you're a Black American," or I say American African. If you're Black American, you can't be a white girl because just our race needs you to propagate that. I got you. I understand it, right? You need to make a situation where those black boys that you don't want to be married to other, I won't say other realities, right? Then you got to make it so that their proximity, they're right. Well, that's why we have HBCUs. But the HBCUs, you're doing that wrong too. I'm going off. I'll get back to that. For instance, I went to an HBCU. Oh no, brother. No, you never said you went to HBCU. Yes, I did. It wasn't named the HBCU. It was the only HBCU that was was a success that they stopped it. They killed it. The HBCU I went to was Livingston College, which is part of Rutgers University. So what are you talking about? Here's the thing. At HBCU can't get no endowments or nothing like that. They ain't got no monies. The doctors that graduate from there, the lawyers that graduate, they don't, they can do but so much, you know what I mean? In fact, they're too busy, trying to do other stuff. They ain't got the funds, right? In fact, they can't even get together to have the lawyers help with, they can't do anything. But Livingston College, it was like a black, a progressive faculty. My favorite teacher told her, "Hey, Toni Morrison taught there, A.B. Spellman, I'm talking about the English department, taught there. We had Larry Reed, we had a jazz department, we had a gospel choir, we had everything but a marching band. The football team, everything. We had fraternities, we had everything, right? Everything but the marching band. Sorry about that. What can I say? Right? And the reality, the vibe, everything like that was an HBCU vibe, historically black college, right? But how it was an experiment. Think of an HBCU which is plucked right in the middle of an Ivy League college, like in the middle of Rutgers or Princeton where's Rutgers? I mean, like Princeton down the road, or Harvard, or Yale, or Brown, or was it Sanford? You had a plucked right in the middle there where they could use the resources of those endowed things, which a lot of those colleges would start by off the backs of the enslaved people, right? Okay, that means that thing is always going to be funded. Think about it, right? And but they have their own culture. Now I think that what they figured out, because our Livingston College, they literally recruited people from the pool halls of Newark, people like me who were just out of the Air Force, but we were a little bit older. So we had I think the mean age for students was about 25, but it was just amazing, truly an amazing situation. But they had to kill it, because if that worked. And we were radical. You had Old Westbury was radical. You had Antioch was Antioch. You had over there Berkeley. We're on that level, but even more, right? So they know. so the point is, all problems can be solved, but you can't. I'm sorry, you don't solve it by saying don't or no. You say, okay, you're going to do that. Okay, let me find the yay in here. You know, let us find a way to Donald Trump has his agenda. Okay, fine. Everybody's talking about. I shouldn't even mention that, right? Because I don't even be hooked up on that. You shouldn't be. Right now, people even keep on evaluating Kamala Harris. She should be off your mind. The Obamas, they should be out of your brain. The Clintons, they should be out of your brain. All those people out of your brain. What are we going to do? What's our agenda? What's our goal? Their no's. Don't even do the no's. What's our goal? Because if you keep on addressing the no's or the don'ts, then you get wrapped up in that thing. You become an Obama or rather a Michelle. I don't like him. I get emotion. I'm not going here. I'm not going. I don't care if I was the first lady and I'm not going to listen to my and I get my husband. No, I'm not going to do that. All these people, you all. Let me not call people names. That's what Mr. Neil Fool said. Don't call people names. That's another thing. Like if you say a person's a racist, you call Biden a racist. Okay, you can say that if you want, but to me, I wouldn't call him a racist. I call him a segregationist. Think about it, because he is you can prove that he's a segregationist. He was raised by segregationists, right? You can call Donald Trump. I don't want to mention it. You can call some people a racist all you want, but you know what they do? They turn around. Oh, you racist too. Well, they don't. We don't have any power to be racist, but we don't get into that. But it hits. Let me give you one final example of them. When they came out with that slogan, defund the police, defund the police, I'm going like, not again. What's the matter with you? It's not defunding the police. You don't want to defund the police. Remember, how did they get to where they got? Because there was a war. These people were taken out of their jobs. They had to go serve. When they came back, they had no jobs. They recruited. But you have some. We need to hold these people, these lawless people down, so that they come to the police department at the same time, or around about that. Then you have Obama taking the military equipment from the first Iraq war, the second Iraq war, and sending that equipment to the cities. So you got a small town that's running around with a tank in it. So what you want to do is demilitarize the police. Where's our think tank to say that? Because once they get a hold of the narrative, they got you. Because then you start repeating what they say. And then plus, we want to get into all the agents and all the agent provocateurs, or the people that they like lemmings. They follow behind lemmings. They follow behind whatever the narrative. Or we reacting to the narrative. If you react to the narrative, you're just as bad as the narrative. What is your narrative? Which is why, getting right back to my commander-in-chief, Captain Ibrahim Traore, he's not following the narrative. That's why he's so important. Here's the one last thing I said I was going to. I'll maybe change it. Let me show you what I mean. The B1 people, Tariq and they say, Jason Blackload, they say, when the person's on the phone, the guy says, let me land my plane, right? Well, let me land my helicopter. See how you can make it your own? Let me land my helicopter by saying this. Here's why reparations are so important. When we get the reparations in the diaspora, especially, and the Caribbean can get reparations, the Brits can get the diaspora people, all of it, get your reparations. Then Africa, Africans gives you a continent-wide visa. Then you can travel there to make business. So now you're not beholden to the what do you call those people? To the colonizers. Because now you have your money to spend in Africa to help Africa. For instance, Mali I think it was Mali, not Mali. Is it Mali or Nigeria? I think it was Mali. Mali now have the wherewithal to make their own shea butter. So so instead of going to these companies that were established and they use and some colonizers and bought over the company, even though it may have started by a black person, whatever it is, like that. Now Make a deal with Molly. Get the thing for cheap. You see what I'm saying? You got you following me on this, right? I'm gonna let you fill in the blanks. Come on now, cause you intelligent. You intelligent, right? Okay, that's what I'm saying. One last thing. I want to do this because this is I thought about this. This is funny. Okay, you're gonna find out like Saquon Barkley is married to a white girl, well, white woman. You're going to say, oh, that's terrible. How about blah, blah. Well, wait a second. Hold on. We're colorists, right? You see a lot of black men, if they can't get the white woman straight, they go into the light skin, the red bone woman, right? You're a black woman. Well, that means you're a colorist. You're a colorist. You see? But if you're a black American, what do I call it? You're an American African. You're a foundational black American, right? If you're foundational black American, that means, like me, you have American Indian in you, and you got slave owner colonizer in you. So then what percent? So does that mean I can date, say, 5% European, and I can date like 10% like Native American, right? And then the rest I can date whatever African. You see what I'm saying? So it does you no good to call it does you no good to call out things who you can marry, who you can't marry, or you can get together or not get together. Just accept it. You got mocha babies. A lot of mocha babies. And then the mocha baby will have the choice of what they want to do. Maybe they will be the ones that gets us to our ultimate liberation. Because that's what we're looking for, the ultimate liberation. And our commander, who's African, right? Purely African. Our conscious people, but the people that we have now, whether they be civil rights people or whether they be, Stone Cold oh, okay, I'm sorry, one last thing. Pan-Africanism is an ideology. It is not, okay, it may give you a conscience for you, but if you're Catholic, you have an ideology backed up by military. An ideology is backed up by military is more important. So where's the Pan-African army? Who's gonna defend you? I want you to think about this. That's why my commander, Captain Ibrahim Traore from Burkina Faso, the land of the upright people, or Africa, is our army. Let me end there. I'll let you have this has been a think tank, so y'all can start thinking about this stuff. And let me go because the next football game is going to be on, right? Yeah, that's right. I watch football. Don't care what about Colin Kaepernick? Hey, he should have talked to me. I could tell him how to do this right. Anyway, the Ravens, the game of the whatever people look for. The Ravens, the Baltimore Ravens versus the Buffalo Bills. Oh, this is going to be interesting. I don't know if it's going to be as good as that was a good game that we just had. Anyway, let me go. Okay, I talked up. Okay, y'all go. See you later. Bye. See you. Bye. Done.